Good evening, welcome to ERL for the commentary. I'm joined with Spray. How are you tonight, mate?
Hiya, mate.
Good. We're obviously live, on the ERL channel for tonight's race. Any track facts you want to say before we get into it?
Well, obviously it's not an actual real life fact, but the GRL and ERL event was hosted in the Netherlands yesterday. I believe it was won by no one on the grid today. However, I do remember Takacs being fairly high up on the grid, same as Ross G as well, maybe. Oh no, he is. Schizo3 is here, so he is the one. Yeah, he is here in the McLaren. So he was the winner of the league event yesterday. So first of all, thank you to everyone who did participate. Obviously, didn't go exactly to plan, but we still had a few bit of good racing.
Didn't Takas win after the 3 seconds got applied? Yeah.
I just remember seeing Schizo's
name come up,
like team radio come up thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually Patrick.
So I was in 6, so I wasn't really paying much attention.
Fair enough. And it was a good, obviously, league versus league event last night. Besides from that red flag glitch, whatever happened there, of course, that was a bit of a letdown. But otherwise, it was a good race sort of thing around the Netherlands, which is obviously a very technical circuit, as you've been doing your due diligence on. If you want to tell everyone how long and how many corners there are.
Well, as we just before we get into the lobby, so the Dutch Grand Prix at the Zandvoort circuit is 4.2 kilometers long, 14 corners, has 8 to the right and 6 to the left. 2 long DRS zones, including a new DRS activation point, which is on the just before the entry of the 14th corner, where you'll be able to use your DRS all the way around the bank straight, which is a very cool feature. However, if you do struggle for traction and you turn on that DRS, it's going to be very awkward to try and save your car. Almost like the exit of Hungary, turn 1, where you're in low gear and you did the DRS on. And if you're a no traction user, you'll be spinning your rear wheels and you'll either spin into the wall or spin into the other wall. So very, very careful on that bank corner. But you're in a high gear, you shouldn't be in that much trouble.
Rightio, so we're gonna go into the race then now. Obviously, do have a bit of a sad announcement to make about obviously a league owner who sadly passed away, Ash Farrows, aka Wolf Cleek, who was the owner of RLR Obviously, I didn't really know him too much. However, the league did, and Man's Not Bob obviously has a bit of a message he wants us to share with obviously members of ERL, and that message is, dear family, friends, and fellow racers. With great sadness, we've heard that Ash Farrow, aka Warif Cleek, has passed away yesterday morning. We want to remember Ash as a kind, funny person with the most beautiful beard. I think that's beard. Yeah, I think that's beard. B-A-R-D. We want to thank Ash for all he's done for the racers and friends he's made during his league racing. He was fast, clean, and overall kind to all. To all. Our deepest condolences go to his fiance, family, and friends. We would like to honour him with a minute's silence starting tonight, when Appledorn, who's currently on the circuit now, as you can see, is back in the pits after our outlap. We will have a minute's silence for all those that are watching it live or watching it back for memory of Ash. Our deepest sympathy goes with you, and may you find the strongness in the legacy Ash left behind. So, yeah, obviously we'll have that minute silence soon as Appledorn reaches the pit lane, which he's about to do in a couple of seconds' time. And we won't start the session or start the commentary again until Appledorn comes out of the pit lane.
2019 Chinese GP was F1's 1000th official championship race. If we continue with around 20 to 24 races a year, we can expect the 2000th GP to happen around the year 2064. We might be used to blisteringly fast pit stops, some even approaching the sub 2 second mark. But what about the longest? Well, that would go to Valtteri Bottas, who had to retire after a seized wheel nut forced him to retire in the 2021 Monaco GP. The seized nut was removed 43 hours later, which officially makes it the longest pit stop turnaround in history. F1's distinctive sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engines in use. F1 engines during the V8 era in the mid-2000s, for example, could reach 19,000 RPM. In comparison, a typical road car won't exceed around 6,000 RPM. The United Kingdom has achieved more World Drivers' Championships than any other country, over a quarter of which were won by Lewis Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel holds the F1 record for the shortest time elapsed before picking up a penalty. He was caught speeding in the pit lane in practice for the 2006 Turkish Grand Prix, almost immediately after he exited the garage, just 9 seconds into his F1 career. Let's hope we see a good effort from McLaren here today. In recent times they've fallen to somewhat of a midfield team. The last time the constructor won a World Championship was in 1998. The inaugural World Drivers' Championship was held in 1950 during the 4th season of F1. Giuseppe Farina, who was driving for Alfa Romeo, took the championship after winning 3 of the 7 races held that season. Juan Manuel Fangio also took 3 victories, but lost out points after having retired from the other 3 races he entered.
So, everyone can now leave the pit lane, I believe, and that is the minute silence done. There is a donation that people can go donate to help raise £500 to show our thoughts and respects and support to Ash's family through this difficult time. But obviously, you know, have you got any good memories of Ash?
I wasn't directly involved with Ash, but however, I was a participant in one of the league seasons in the Raw Racing League. I didn't really have the opportunity to know Ash, however, a lot of what we have in ERL is due to his league creation, so we have to thank Ash for majority of essentially who I know, especially in terms of the league racing community. So man's of Bob Appledawn, Mufasa, a lot of people like that I met because of Ash. But first of all, I want to say thank you to Ology and also the Tier 1 Grid for respecting the loss of Ash. However, we do have a Grand Prix to get to. So here in the sand dunes of the Netherlands, we are racing at the Zandvoort circuit, a track very special to the ERL Racing League and also to the ERL staff room, as majority of the owners of ERL are from the Netherlands. However, we are going to see who can be crowned the king of the desert. The track measures at 4.2 kilometers long, has 14 corners, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, with 2 DRS zones and the only banked corner on the grid. But this is the Dutch Grand Prix. This is our live qualifying to see who will be lining up on the front row. I'm joined by F1ology for today, but before we get into the hot lap, let me just bring you to our current championship standings. So in first place in terms of our driver standings, it is going to be Patrick, who is currently sat on a very comfortable 75 or 73 points. The second is Nice Job, followed by Alia and Derivaton, Robert and Will Anyway, with Iron King and Appledorn rounding off the top 8. Now I will just also go to the constructors. It is going to be the Red Scarlet team from Maranello, named as Ferrari, with 114 points, who are sat top of the leaderboard, with AlphaTauri in a very close second, just sat on 102 points. Aston Martin in third on 68, followed by Alpine, Haas, Alfa Romeo, Williams, Mercedes, McLaren, and in final and last place it will be Red Bull.
Yeah.
No,
I was just saying that was all correct. So Robbo's on top at the moment.
Yeah. I haven't seen Robbo race here before. Is he a new one of? I remember him from RLR. However, I haven't seen him racing Tier 1 before.
I remember him racing the other night in, I think it was, can't actually remember where. Saw him racing the other night though. Might have been GRL. Was he in GRL the other night?
No.
That was a crazy race had in GRL the other night in Austria, in Hungary.
Yeah. That's all we have to leave it at. I got a podium, so I can't complain too much, but yeah.
Yep, indeed, that was pretty crazy. I know it might have been the Wednesday he might have raced in. Or does he race on Wednesday? I don't know. He raced somewhere the other night. Anyway, he's currently on pole. Of course, anything you wanted to say?
What was it?
You were going to say something like a few minutes ago before I interjected.
I was just going to say who's currently lined up on pole, but it was Robert. That was all.
Fair enough. So, Schizo's P3 for McLaren. He's having quite good form lately, to be fair for him. You know, that's pretty decent form. He think will get pole tonight. So Spandan the Gamer.
My mute, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was asking you who you think was going to get pole tonight. Then we cut to Spandan the Gamer.
I would say Nice Job, maybe? Or
yeah.
Do you have a quali fan, maybe?
Is Nice Job actually here tonight? Where is he?
18.
Oh, he's AlphaTauri. I forgot. So yeah, he could probably do it. Even though last night he weren't quite on it in terms of qualifying pace. I'm gonna predict Patrick again. I think Patrick will take pole. In all fairness, or Takas.
I think if Neuschab is actually allowed to do qualifying, I would probably put him first. But if not, I would say, yeah, Takas. I mean, Robbo's already put himself in the 108. That's a very impressive lap. It's quicker than what I did.
Yeah, that is a pretty good lap. Last night's pole was a 108.5, I think, or a 108.4.
That was Shea, though.
Yeah, true.
So, I mean, the guy can literally, he's essentially Jesus. He can just do it. He doesn't have to try, and he'll just win. Which, for the other 19 drivers, is very enduring, however, in his position.
He's the Max Verstappen of F1. Yeah.
I don't see a race where he doesn't lose, because even when it was a bit closer between, say, him and Tonga Prof, Shea does not make mistakes. Like, every lap is clean.
How he does it is simply incredible. Like, I can't put my finger on it, like. But yeah, and around a circuit like Zandvoort, it's it's quite a small track. I'm not sure how small it is compared to the other tracks.
It's actually quite a big track, but it has a very quick lap time.
Oh yeah.
It's so like elongated, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
But you're always in like fourth gear minimum. There's only that very short like chicane hairpin area in the near sector 3. That is the only time you're even considering going below third gear. And also I've just seen that Robbo has done what I did a few times yesterday, was on the exit of what I believe is turn 6 or turn 7, you ride the curb, and obviously because you don't have your tyres on the floor, you cannot brake, and you essentially go straight on into a wall, which I did during qualifying, but luckily my car was straight enough, so only the wing fell off, not the wheels. But there's a lot of curbs here, and you do have to be very dangerous. But we do have a new provisional pole time by, I'm saying Schizo.
I pronounce it Schizo, or Schizo.
It's Schizo, I say Schizo, like it's schizophrenia. Is that a word? It is a word.
Well, schizo.
Yeah, schizophrenia. It doesn't matter, his name is Schizo, that's all that matters.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no, Schizo, I just pronounce it Schizo, like, because in ski, and then zo.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah. Currently he's on pole, anyway. He's done a 1:9:33, so... What is it, 33 thousandths at the moment between the top two? That's pretty close.
No. Oh my god, who was that? That was a
Takas.
Ferrari. Yeah, that's he does exactly. I just, the Abu Dhabi thing in 2021 where like Leclerc, just you can see him fly off shot. That's essentially what I've just seen. I was following on board with Brian, and all I saw was this Ferrari just flash across my screen.
Yeah. Luckily caught it though, which is pretty good, but traffic around here can be quite nightmarish, like Monaco and a few other places, and Austria, of course, is another track that I'm not a big fan of.
At least they don't have to deal with the seagulls.
Yeah, indeed. That's one thing you don't have to deal with. Man's Not Bob, I think, is on a lap. In fact, I'm going to get up some graphics so we know who's actually on our lap and who's not. So
yeah, Man's Not Bob is just coming to the end of his lap. Hasn't managed to find that consistency and domination as he did on F1 22, but still a respectable 6th place for him currently. The Aston's running in a solid 4th and 6th, which will do their constructors quite nicely, but need to make sure that they do not allow Ferrari or whoever the team in second was, I don't remember, AlphaTauri, get any closer.
Yeah, Indeed. And Lewis, I think, is beginning a lap, or is he not? I'm not really too sure.
There was just a yellow flag there, so I'm not sure. Yeah, that was him. So he's 1 second down from his previous time.
Thing is, he's what you call it? The rear of the car is flashing, so I think it's harvesting. So probably isn't on a hot lap.
Algeri is on a flying lap. He does have a little wobble out of turn 13, but he is still going to improve on his previous lap time. He's going to be P13.
Yep, that's a good improvement.
110 flat, but 2/10 will see him move up 3 positions. So there's still a lot to play for here.
Yeah, of course there is indeed. For the top guys, like, you know, there's not probably much time they can find overall, if you know what I mean, because it is a really difficult circuit, you know, this one, in terms of finding lap time, I find. You know, especially once you feel you've reached that limit, if you know what I mean. Once you feel you've reached that limit, this is one of the more tougher ones to find extra lap time. And another Ferrari went off at that turn where Takas went off of Angel. So, yeah. As I think one of the Haas drivers is about to begin their flying laps. Not
turn
Matthew.
8 is where the lap is. But as a bit of a inquiry, I do not think Manzopol is going to get out for his second outlap or his third outlap, because he went into the pits at 2:26, and I believe he's just been held up by his teammate. Obviously not by deliberate action, but I think that's going to be qualifying over for Manzopol, so he's going to have to try and hold on for that 6th place.
Well, he's
Lewis
got...
is on a flying lap. He's 5/10 up on his previous time. This will be an improvement for the Williams as he comes across the final and 14th corner. It's going to be an improvement by how much? And there we go. Manzopov has dropped 1 position already. A 109.2 for the Williams. Manzopov has retired as he cannot complete that fastest or get a quicker lap time done. I'm going to follow on board with Patrick if you want to go on board with anyone else. He is 2 100ths up in our first sector.
Yep. Gonna have a look at Schizo, see what he's doing, who's slightly ahead of him. So Schizo is currently improving by 2/10 in the middle.
Takak's up by 600ths of a second through the middle sector. Has got a little bit of traffic in the way though, but this actually could resort to a slipstream for the Ferrari. The AlphaTauri LC is going to tow him all the way down the pit lane.
Well, this could be close as Schizo goes quickest with a 1:08.8, and I think Takas hasn't beaten that with a 1:08.9. So can Rabo?
I was following on board with Takak as well. It seems like he wanted to do another push lap, but almost this goes into the side of LC.
Yeah.
As both of them were trying to fight for that position. Robbo did make the final lap time, so I'm going to watch him for the final round of qualifying. The first sector line will come up very quickly. It's just 1, 2, 3 corners flat out, but however he is down by 200ths of a second. He has still got enough time. He just needs just over a 10th to snatch this pole position. Drops it into 4th gear out of 8, into 9, and now into corner 10 in 3rd gear. Short shift up to 4th, power down, rear wing open, drives to our 2nd sector line. It was a clean sector, and he's below by 2/10. He is on track to take this provisional pole time out of corner 12 into 13. This has to make sure he pinpoints his exit, and he has done. And this is going to be a superb lap from Robbo. This could be our new pole time for the Alpine. Can he put that car on the front row? Yes, he can. He can go one better than the front row. He can go on to pole position. That is a 1:08.7 for the Alpine. That is a superb lap.
Yeah, timed it just right, he did, with the coming across the line with I think about 5 or 8 seconds to go. So that's pretty good there, and 70 thousandths on pole for
And
Robbo.
that middle sector was something special. But he found a lot of time in that middle sector. But it is Robbo lining up on pole position with Skizzo second in that McLaren. The Championship leader currently sat in third place, but like it's still a place where he can fight for. It is fourth for Alia, then fifth for Lewis in the Williams, and sixth in the Haas for Matthew Casa. D-Mac and Appledorn round off the fourth row, with Manzop, Bob and Spandon occupying the fifth and final points positions. Following that, I just clicked off the screen so I can't read the rest of the standings. That was great.
I think we got well, I've timed me out thing. Oh well.
I
Could be
accidentally
worse.
clicked the race director so I couldn't see it.
Could be worse, nonetheless. And obviously, you've got your helmet review to do, unless we're straight into the race.
Thing is, I can't do it anymore because I've switched camera angles. Unless I zoom out. I'll try and get to it. But I've actually switched to, what's it called? It's still TV pod, however, it is like a zoomed in TV pod, so I'm like using normal TV pod, not TV pod.
Right, okay,
offset.
yeah. Fair enough.
So the Matthias stick cannot be put on me anymore.
Well, I'll have to invent a new one then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go front wing. It is a formation lap, okay.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can have a look at.
I suppose I can do the helmet award.
Yeah, you can do it this week, I can't get to it.
So, overall, nice helmets. Matthew's got a quite nice helmet, to be fair. Algie's got quite a nice helmet. Alge. I think, though, the one that I like the most is Matthew. So Matthew gets the helmet award today. I like the white and red top of almost got like a Japanese sort of feature going on there. Quite like that. So
I do resonate Japan with the Netherlands, but let's have a quick look at the tyres. It is a very big mixture. Obviously, on this year's F1 game, the soft tyre is actually a viable option. So, the soft tyre runners are Robbo, Skizzo, Lewis, Appledorn, Manzop, Bob, Tristan, Mufasa, Brian, LC, Ross G, and nice job. On the mediums, we've got Patrick, Alia, D-Mac, Spandon, FC. Then on the hard runs, we've got Charlie, Loki, Algiri and Matthew Casa. The one thing I'm going to look out for this race is nice job. He sat in 18th. He can do a lot from that position because carving through the field, there are not many better that I know that can just pick up places like it's nobody's business. But as everyone lines up on their grid selections, they are going to have to wait up for the Mercedes of Charlie Harris, who is going to be sat in 20th place.
So they're all gonna obviously start then the race as the final car gets into position, and I hand it over to you then for the lights out and away we go.
Right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Zandvoort. And it's a long way, and it's lights out, and away we go. Skizzo does get a good start. Robbo comes to cover him off early. However, Robbo leads into turn one. A lot of pressure being put on Skizzo from the Aston of Alia. There's a lot of position changes in the midfield. Algiri is dropping like nobody's business. Alia super close to contact with Patrick's, but Robbo cleanly away from the start. Matthew putting a lot of pressure and being forced onto the grass, which was from Lewis G, is coming over the hill, but a majority of the drivers are still alive and still in contention of this race. Robbo super clean off the start. Patrick under loads of pressure from the Aston. Appledorn putting a lot of pressure also onto Manzot. Bob always going to the back of him. out of turn 8. But all the drivers nice again. Oh, that's a huge snap for what I believe is Spandon. And he's onto the gravel. And he's going to be dropping a lot of places. Those tyres are going to be very dirty. Spandon has dropped down into 20th position. LC has also had a little bit of a mistake somewhere as well. Spandon just get ahead of him.
And Nice Job has made up already 4 positions on that race start, so he's made up the most gained here then in the opening lap, and Robbo crosses the line with a 1:14.
I think it's also going to be another position for Nice Job. Inside line for the AlphaTauri, gets past the Ferrari of Algeri. Simple as we like for Nice Job. The hunt is on those fresh soft tyres. Now got Mufasa and Tristan ahead of him. Skizzo closing up onto the Alpine. There's going to be a pit stop for the Alfa Romeo of Brian Skizzo. Only 3/10 back. A few of my gaps are broken, by the way, so you're going to have to let me know what happens from 7th to 3rd, because apparently they've all been lapped, so the game's going to have to fix itself there.
I've got no idea either. My timings, according to the timings, mine, so there's a minute between each of the cars.
Yeah, same. Nice Job is also right on the back of now Mufasa coming up now into turn 11. Nice Job on the inside, drops it to 3rd gear, and that's another position for the AlphaTauri. There's a yellow flag up ahead. That is going to be Matthew Kaser in the Haasmobile, who has spun, I'm assuming, onto the curb, and he has lost traction. Manzot Bob in a bit of a pressure sandwich with both Appledorn, but also attempting to close in on the Williams of D Mac. That is Lewis G entering the pit lane with a wing change. Nice Job down the inside onto Tristan, up into P9. That was Mufasa and Ross G also side to side, coming up the hill, and that is a superb move from Mufasa. And that's Matt Appledorn in the wall, and he's out.
And that's triggered a virtual safety car. But Nice Job has made up, 10 positions within the opening 3 laps? He's on a charge here, absolutely flying within the first 10 laps.
First DNF of this race, and it is one of the many hometown heroes, in which is Appledorn, who is out of the Dutch Grand Prix of what I believe is turn 4. DRS has once again been enabled, and virtual safety car is over. No penalties or no drivers being awarded yet, but Nice Job. An opportunist move, gets past FC up into 7th place.
Yep, caught him sleeping
11
there.
positions in 3 laps, or 2.5 technically. And now the next car on his list is Mans Not Bob. Skizzo has got the DRS onto Robbo. Going to be a big amount of... Oh no, Brian has left the session. That's unfortunate.
Yep, it is for him. Hopefully, maybe someone can invite him back without, taking too much of a hit.
What a superb move, by the way. Out of the exit of turn 1, it was Mufasa and Tristan who were side by side. Mufasa deciding to take the inside line, going onto the hairpin, but Mufasa beautifully manages to squeeze the car length on the inside and just slingshots right through the McLaren. That was a superb move from Tristan and does keep hold of that P9. However, Ross G is right on the back of Mufasa also, and Mans Not Bob is right on the back of D-Mac. Nice Job's also closing in as another virtual safety car.
Indeed it is. So that's our second virtual today then. Not really sure what it's for this time, to be fair.
I don't know either.
Seems a bit like odd timing with that one. So hopefully it won't last too long, that virtual safety car. Might have been for someone spinning. Could have been for maybe Ouge at the back.
Yes, it quite possibly could be.
As True Lockgod has got wing damage, he's going to come in actually. So maybe that's what actually triggered the virtual safety car.
Yep, so Loki in the pit lane getting that Alfa Romeo wing change. DRS once been enabled. As we get underway, and someone who did not have a great safety car restart was Robbo. He's just lost out on 7/10 and now he's under big pressure for losing the race lead, as Skizzo does have the DRS down the first back straight. He's going to have a big opportunity down the pit straight if he can just hang tight through this sector. There's another yellow flag on the pit lane. Not sure what that is for. And that is now for that's a Haas off. That is Matthew Castle. That will surely be a safety car. No?
Nope, I don't think so.
Well, let's go up to the battle at the front then. Skizzo closing in on the Alpine, and he's so much quicker, and it's the inside line for the McLaren as he takes the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. Robbo will try and fight this a little bit, but he's actually just going to decide to hold back and follow in this McLaren for these next few laps. He's going to be able to get that DRS down the back straight. Alia right on the back of Takax as well, closing in. Nice job closing also on the pack of Manzot Bob and D-Mac. Manzot Bob is essentially pushing D-Mac on the circuit now. He's a 10th back in a very quick sector. Has to be super careful on the brakes to ensure that he doesn't go into the back of the Williams. But all this is helping Nice Job do is close in, and any sniff of an overtake he can get, he is going to take. There's a position change for P10, which was, I believe, was Faster and Ross G and Tristan, sorry. I think we can have another change for the lead, by the way. Robbo has managed to stay very nice and close with Skizzo. Rear wing enabled for the Alpine. This should be a fairly simple move down the pit lane. The straight line speed is not as superior. However, it is such a long pit straight. Robbo retakes the lead. OC has retired, and that is a safety car. So all the cars who are below Mufasa will have the opportunity to pit if they choose to do so. The cars from 8th and above do not have the chance to pit. Now, for those drivers on a soft tyre, that could be quite infuriating.
I don't know. Well, they could go to the hards and try the one stop. Bit ambitious, maybe. I'm not really. Well, 20. What is it? 20 something. 30. No, sorry, 30 something laps still to go almost. I don't really know. I think the most one that probably be a bit infuriated probably be Skizzo, who's lost that place to Robbo just a moment ago, and that was a key move for Robbo, who got the first place back. So he'll be celebrating. Skizzo will be a bit disappointed in that. But yeah, we'll soon see what strategy pans out to be. I think probably this hurts the medium runners a little bit more, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're going to make a one-stop on the hard from this point anyway, so...
Probably not, no. And we're probably bound to have more safety cars, because it is a tough circuit, this one. It's a tough circuit because of, it's old school, really, this circuit. Punishes the drivers for the slightest of mistakes, which can be good for some sense of racing. Obviously, maybe for other people, wouldn't really like that. But in terms of who's in, well, all the leaders are in, and they're going for mostly medium compound tyres.
Yeah, so, I think they're kind of just praying for a two-stop at this point because the hard will not go the distance. So Takax takes the lead of the Grand Prix with Alia FC and Charlie Harris slotting in behind. Robbo is the first driver on the track with the fresh compound of tyre, and behind the safety car, let's have a quick look at the positions lost and gained. The biggest winner due to the safety car period will be Charlie Harris, who was up 16 spots. The biggest loser will be Lewis, who was down 8. However, I do think he is actually in 13th, not just because of the safety car period. Nice Job is up by 9 positions, but was being sort of held up by the Man's Not Bob and D-Mac scrap. But Robbo, with the fresh tyres, will have the opportunity to attempt to get ahead and back into the racing. However, I'm suspecting one more pit stop to happen for each of the drivers, apart from the first 4 who didn't pit yet. So it's a big change in strategy.
Yep, it is a big change in the strategy, indeed, for all the drivers, pretty much. Obviously, safety car should probably be in next lap, maybe, or the lap after. So there's still time for drivers maybe to do something different on their strategy if they want to do something for the back runners, of course. Good thing obviously about Zandvoort, unlike Spa-Francorchamps or some other circuits, don't have to wait too long for the safety car to, you know, come back in. Because Spa-Francorchamps you have to wait literally an hour for the safety car to peel back into the pit lane, which can be annoying, but yeah.
But we are just 9 laps in at the minute, and this should be the final lap of safety car, as Algiri and Loki are very quickly closing in on the back of the safety car.
Yep. And obviously, are the last two to come onto the back of that safety car train. Everyone else has joined it, so I think safety car be in this lap now.
Yep, hopefully it is.
Grandstands here today with thousands in attendance, hoping to see their favourite drivers battle it out on track. Let's hope we see a good effort from McLaren here today.
So safety car is going to be back in, and we're going to go back to the green flag then. And obviously it'll be Patrick's decision when to go. He's backing them up quite heavily here, and he's gone now. So we're back racing at Zandvoort, and that's a pretty decent restart. Bunched them up very tightly together. Not sure everyone will be best pleased behind him, and we're seeing quite a few moves. Dan Mack
a lot of cars side by side in sector 2, and that is Mufasa going onto the gravel and was very close to shunting into Manzabov. He doesn't get that car slowed down. Luckily he did, and now he's being overtaken by the Alpine of Tristan. A lot of cars side by side in that twisty section is a recipe for disaster. However, majority of the drivers got away with a few scraps and bangs, no real major damage done. Charlie Harris drops a position. Nice job. Has to have a big break and a huge snap to ensure he avoids that collision. He's also got Ross G on his outside as well. Sorry, Mazot Bob on his outside as well, but nice job. Out drags the Aston Martin. There's a spin at the back, which is true Loki God, who does not have a front wing. Nice job, and Mazot Bob has not stopped this scrap. Luckily, nice job, does just get ahead and without damage, because that section is a very awkward section to get right. Robbo already up 2 spots, is just about to get into second place off of the Aston Martin. There we go, Robbo into second. Now one more car is in his way. Robbo is cutting through the pack, Skizzo isn't.
Yep, a nice job. Overtook Charlie down the main straight with relatively easiness, as Man's Not Bob and Lewis going side by side. Lewis attempting to go around the outside, and I think Lewis has got the move done and is up into 10th place. Unless it was already in 10th.
This move is going to come ever so close. I mean, I've been watching this battle for the past lap or so, and Robbo is unbelievably quicker on those fresher tyres. This move will come in any corner now. The grip is unbelievable, and also Patrick spun. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. So Patrick loses the car. Robbo goes into the back of him and then forces Alia off track, who I think may have wing damage. Yes, he does. Yeah. He's missing a left end plate. That is Skizzo, who's going to pick up the position around the outside of 13. And he's not. He's been forced onto the gravel. The Aston couldn't brake, and he's out of the session.
And that's a second safety car, unfortunately.
And that is Skizzo dropping down the pack.
And Robbo will take the lead. Nice job, I think, is coming in. He is indeed. So Robbo's going to be the new race leader on those 4-lap old mediums. Ali's decided, oh yeah, he's retired, hasn't he?
And Nostrum has wing damage. Nostrum has wing damage. Yeah, so what happened there was Alia got wing damage from the Robbo and Takax incident, which was a pure racing incident. Takax lost control of the car. Robbo went into the back of the Ferrari, which also meant Alia went into the back of the Alpine. Following that damage, Skizzo saw the opportunity to go round the outside of the Aston Martin, and it was not enough downforce to get the brakes working properly for the Aston as he ran himself off the track, including Skizzo off the track, and that is resulting in the Alia, what's it called, DNF, and Skizzo luckily managed to keep himself alive. However, did lose 7 positions. Luckily, the 7 cars he lost to had to make a pit stop, so he is still in 4th position. But it is Robbo who does have the lead of the Grand Prix, as Nice Job, who has been pushed back down to 14th place due to a wing damage incident that I do not know of, has to come back to the field, but he's still got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, obviously that was really all because of fresher tyres, really. That Robbo had. It just shows how, fresher tyres are so key in this year's game. Even if they're like 4 laps younger, can be so much quicker you can on the track, which is pretty insane, really, when you think of it. The advantage you can have on like just 4 laps younger tyres overall. I don't think it was quite as good in last year's game. So safety car probably be in this lap now at the end of 13. For strategy wise though, for Nice Job, obviously, even though he's forced into another pit stop, he will have fresher tyres once more, so it's not the worst.
He will not be able to go the race distance. I don't believe. I mean, if Will anyway would say he'll be able to give me a definite answer, but I'm thinking 23 laps on a set of mediums.
Yeah, mate. Well,
I mean, the max I would think about is 18 on a set of mediums, let alone 23. I would think he's would have to make an extra pit stop here, as well as majority of the field. I mean, the only one I could maybe see getting away with this is Takax and FC, as well as Lewis have all gone onto the meat of the hard tyre. 23 laps on a hard tyre is very doable. They won't be a pretty tyre, but they won't be undrivable. You'll be able to get a little bit of grip out of them, but everyone from essentially 9th will have to pit again. And it will definitely be a lap 30 pit stop for softs. Strategy has gone out of the window. What these drivers need right now is a safety car to really sort out their strategies.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that.
A lot of these drivers could be in trouble, and I could maybe see Patrick getting away with the decision, and it's a good decision for him to go onto the hard tyre.
This is pretty much a game of snake and ladders right now.
Yeah,
effectively.
All that Takax needs to do is ensure he doesn't get into a damage, he stays clean, he shows a good pace on that hard tyre to build up enough of a gap for when Robbo and D-Mac and Ross all pit, especially Skizzer as well. When they all pit, they don't have the opportunity to catch back up. And also Takax, I'm just on board with him. He's got to go down the inside of Mufasa into turn 1. That is the first position done for Takax. His teammate in the other Scarlet Red Ferrari is above him. But will he let him by? He's going to choose the outside of turn 3. Both Ferraris not willing to yield yet. Algieri goes into the side of his teammate. However, just brake and let him through. 8th position for Takax Spandon, and next on the radar. Skizzo closing in onto Ross G. Coming up into turn 7, there could be a dive into turn 8 if he wishes to do so, but does just drop back and decides to get a better run, but that's a huge snap of over Skier, and this also is going to bring Mansell Bob into the equation now, who's managed to fire up those hard tyres in 5th place, and he's not under any threat from Tristan. Nice Job gets the position onto the McLaren of Mufasa as he also hunts down onto Charlie Harris.
Yep, he's obviously so much quicker so far, already gained 3 positions on this opening restart of the race lap sort of thing, So yeah, nice job. Robbo though is built himself a nice 1.2 second buffer. I think that's the biggest lead we've had, but Schizo is going down the inside of Ross and moves up into the podium spots. So he'll be delighted to be back on the podium, as in the early phase of race he was pretty much challenging for the lead of the race. So, you know, that's where he wants to be up with fighting for, as he will then chase after Demac and then followed by Man's Not Bob. Spandon's gone quite wide in, I think that's turn 7 or 8. I think this is 8 or 9. But yeah, he's having to fight that Mercedes car quite a lot, and this could be a good opportunity for Takas to go down the inside at the chicane. Doesn't do it a bit too far back on this occasion.
I'm still following on to Nice Job, and it appears to me that Charlie Harris has been a bit of a dodgy screw. He's really struggling to follow in on this Mercedes Nice Job. He's got this car, he's not got a tyre advantage, but he's definitely the quicker driver. Takas also does get past the Mercedes while I'm at it. But Nice Job really struggling to get ahead. There is a pit stop from Mufasa, and actually I did see a yellow flag pop up in sector 2 just during that lap. I think that was also the Algeria as well, who may have had a bit of an incident in that, but I'm not 100% sure. Nice Job still on the back of Charlie Harris, but because he's on the outside line, it's going to be awkward to get them moved on there. Banging wheels up the hill. Nice Job does get the position. There we go. That was a brave move, and he needed to make it, because Charlie Harris was not an easy car to overtake.
Yep. And
I think Nice Job was about to move on to one of the easier Mercedes.
Potentially. Spandan got overtook by Takas pretty quickly. And Patrick's on the back of Tristan, but going back to Nice Job, neither of them making the move. To be fair, they're all in the same screenshot, really. So if one of them gets past, we'll also see the other. And
I think there was a move as well up into second place. There's going to be Schizo overtaking D-Mac for second place. The battle for the league is back on. However, both these guns will be making one more pit stop.
Yep, and Tristan, a nice job, both getting through.
Schizo had a spin and he's just lost 2 positions. He gets ghosted. I think he may have had an absolute rotter of an exit. And Man's Not Bob is on the back of him now, and he's going to decide to use the battery in order to get close, but not enough.
No, not enough, and you definitely can't be really making a move around the outside there in the race. Someone found that out the hard way yesterday. I can't remember who it was. Might have been Nice Job who found that one out, by all surprises. You know, someone. It was one of the quicker drivers, I remember. But yeah.
Well, speaking of quick drivers, I think Nice Job is about to get another driver on his tag, and there we go. P7 for Nice Job. Has a little bit of a scrap with Tristan battling over that 7th place, but that is another driver off the hit list. Nice Job has Takas up ahead of him. However, this will not be an overtake, that will come in quick time, so I think Nice Job's action will be ending for the next couple laps. Schizo's going to try and go around the outside of Ross Tree, but he goes onto the gravel, and he has to let all these cars go by. That is a huge position for Man's Not Bob now. Oh, sorry, I thought Nice Job. Schizo dropping down the order. And Charlie Harris has retired. And that is a virtual safety car. That looks on the entry up into turn 4.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised actually why Schizo didn't join the track a little bit sooner than he did. But he's decided to retire on the circuit there, which I'm not sure is allowed, you know, because he hasn't, you know, crashed out. He's just decided to abandon the race. So, nonetheless, so we've lost 2 drivers in this lap, and we're down to now, I think, 13 or 12 drivers. So, more DNFs probably to come. Overall.
Well, let's see if any of the top drivers jump into the pit lane.
I think the drivers on the mediums might. But we are going to have to wait and see.
Chooses to stay out. D-Mac chooses to stay out. Robbo, man, none of these drivers are going to jump into the pit lane. That surprises me.
Well, maybe they don't feel they've got maybe enough of a
Mufasa
lead.
picks up the drive-through penalty. And for being in 12th place, it has not gone well, and that is now essentially his race over.
Yep, unfortunately for him, that would be, because he's not going to be able to make up, what would it be, a minute now? He'd be a lap down, probably, after that drive-through almost. So, Robbo still leads, and currently Ross then is in a good spot at the moment, taking that final podium home with him for Red Bull Racing. And D-Mac is doing a good race in P2. Give him a lot of credit for that. As I see Patrick on the back of not on the back of a nice job, on the back of Man's Not Bob. And
why did we get Man's Not Bob and Nice Job mixed around?
No idea.
Well, I did it earlier today as well. I guess Bob and Job, I guess. But that was a pretty simple move for Takax onto Bob. Nice Job and Bob are going to have a little scrap here as well, which is going to be a bit of a tongue twister. So let's hope it's down the DRS straight to make it easier for ourselves. Tristan overtakes Spandon. Oh my god, that's a huge shunt onto the Alpine. I don't think he could find that braking point, and he's just shunting into the side of the Williams. Or was it the other way round?
Kind of missed
I saw
all
a
that.
lot of carbon fibre. Carbon fibre? Carbon fibre, that's it.
Well, you saw a lot of carbon, and I think, he's got a bit of wing damage. Lewis has, obviously, on that front left. That's going to really hurt him. As he's now weaving, or maybe that just be a bit of my screen. Not really too sure. But, yeah, obviously, nonetheless, that wing damage is really going to hurt his race. And in fact, going back to Ross was almost making a move on D-Mac, but we've literally got 3 drivers, almost 4 drivers, right on top of each other.
There's a yellow flag, and that is
Robbo.
Robbo has spun out of the lead.
So D-Mac is in the lead.
Oh,
all of a sudden.
was going so well for the Alpine, but he is spun, and he is no longer in the race lead. He is now into 6th position, and that is heartbreak for Robbo. So dominant in this race.
Yep, is indeed. That is heartbreak for him.
Probably about to be overtaken by his teammate. And there we go. Ross Tree gets into the lead of the Grand Prix. And to be honest, this is Takax to lose now. He's on the better compound of tyre. 14 laps to go. I mean, this is definitely Takax to lose.
Is indeed. Because, I don't really think D-Mac or Ross, unfortunately, quite have the pace to keep those behind. And still going to fight, though.
This could be a double overtake. For the Takax is definitely going to get onto Ross G. D-Mac is going to get onto the back of Ross G. So have a look, these two banging wheels all the way around that corner. Takax on the inside of the Red Bull. Once again, a huge smash of the wheels. Takax does just get ahead of the Red Bull, but there's a lot of touching there, and that is that's Robbo unfortunately retiring from the session. Nice job. Now trying to go outside of the Red Bull. This is going to be a cautious move, but no need to make it because he's already ahead. Takax onto the back of D-Mac now. Nice job closing in. Let's see the real difference of the driver's pace. One on the better compound of tyre. One who is just slightly ahead of Takax, and now D-Mac is under probably the biggest pressure he's faced all season with both D-Mac, with Takax and Nice Job, both behind him, both with DRS, both on fresher tyres, and you're leading a Grand Prix. I mean,
that pressure.
I think there are a few situations which are better than D-Max right now. I mean, this could very easily be a double overtake.
Quite frankly, I'd prefer to be Nick DeFries getting shouted down the phone by Helmut Marko.
Well, luckily, it's just a single overtake. Takacs around the outside of turn 1. The Ferrari takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Neustrom and Ross G also close again in turn 1. I think Neustrom's going to have to get past Williams, just not only just for his race, but he's under a lot of pressure. There's a yellow flag, and that is going to be Mufasa. Is that a safety car?
It might be, but might not be. We've had already about 5 safety car events. I'm not sure if we'll get another one, to be fair, actually, with you. You know, which could be really beneficial for Patrick and, well, for Takacs Patrick, because obviously, you know, you pointed out earlier, he might be able to get those hard compounds home and might not be needing to make another stop, whereas the medium runners will probably have to make another stop at some point during this race.
Yeah, so according to, well anyway, all the drivers on the medium compound, maybe not Nice Job, but they're in, this is a situation where this is going to be too many laps. I mean, if there isn't a safety car, this would probably be Takacs' easiest win this season.
And Nice Job goes for the move and makes a little bit of contact. Then
D-Mac does get back ahead.
Yep.
He's holding his own. Oh, Nice Job almost loses it as well. Both the Williams and the AlphaTauri, huge snaps on the exit. All this is doing now is helping Takacs pull away, and this is exactly what he needed. He doesn't want to put too much pressure onto these cars. He wants to save that battery and just start smashing in these laps to build that gap on the fresher compound tyre. Well, he's not even fresh, it's just not as bad as everyone else's, because he's already almost 8/10 clear of the Williams. There we go, he's going to be breaking out of the DRS soon, anytime soon. If Takacs does not win this Grand Prix, I'm not sure what else he could do, because this strategy has been perfect from him.
Yeah, it has, but then I suppose it depends what they go on to. They might also have an extra set of soft tyres left over from qualifying, because
even
obviously,
if they did, it is nowhere near enough. Even if they did, that's a hell of a gap you're going to have to push. And Nice Job is going to try and get the first overtake done. This is going to be around the outside of D-Mac into turn 1. Cannot have the room, and he cannot have that position either. D-Mac holding on to that second place.
See, if I was Nice Job, you want to know what I would be doing right now? I'd probably be pitting for a fresh set of softs.
I mean,
I know it sounds stupid, maybe, but I think you could do it. Close down a 20-second gap.
No, not that much. If it was like, say, someone at the pace of like Tristan or Lewis G ahead, then there is definitely a possibility. But if you're hunting down the championship leader, even if you're on fresher tyres, like, I don't see you getting that gap down enough.
Ah, fair enough.
I mean, in Portimao, when anyway won that Grand Prix, it was Takacs and, I forgot his name, doesn't matter, they were hunting him down on brand new soft tyres, and the problem is they were scrapping with each other, which meant that they kept on losing time, and they still finished about 6 seconds behind them anyway, and they had about 20 laps advantage.
True.
If there were another 10 laps, 15 laps of this Grand Prix, I think there's a good chance you could pit and get back ahead, but with 10 laps to go, you're not making up a 20-second difference.
No, that's
What
fair.
is that? It's like, what, 3 seconds a lap? About that?
Oh yeah, about that, yeah. Would be in truth about
No, it's less.
3
It's
seconds a
two.
lap.
It's 2 seconds.
Or 2 seconds.
Well, how long is the pit stop? 22? 23 seconds?
20. I think it's around 20 around this circuit.
Okay, yeah, so it would be 2 seconds a lap, which you could probably sustain for the first 3 laps. And then after that, not many more.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, Nice Job, I believe, is starting to have a little bit of graining on those cars. A huge bit of oversteer on the exit of turn 9 is not going to look great on his tyres. I mean, this is going to be getting to a deadlock situation where all these drivers just don't have the grip to survive these laps anymore. D-Mac still in the DRS somehow, but if D-Mac does not pit, those tyres will puncture, and there we go. There he is going to come into the pit lane. And I think Neustrom is going to have to react to this.
Well,
Or Ross
yep.
G.
He will have to react unless, well, I don't know. He might not have to react if depends how much DMAC can be quicker per lap as you state.
Well, we'll see. I don't think Neustrom has to pit. However, I think Ross G definitely has to pit.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I will go on board with both Neustrom and Ross, and then compare the lap times for the Williams and
Sure.
various car ahead to see how much difference in pace the soft compounded tyre has compared to the hard / the medium. But I think Ross G is going to have to pit this lap. I don't think there's any other way around it. You're going to get overtaken, but you're going to have an extra lap on that soft compounded tyre, so it is not exactly the worst situation. I do expect Ross G to pit this lap. I don't see any of the Red Bull engineers in the pit lane, however, unless he's just going to do a late call. Ross G does not enter the pit lane. I mean, that could be a big mistake. It's a 1:13.2 for the Red Bull. Nice job. Has managed to close in onto that Ferrari. Luckily, with DMAC out of the way, it will allow these two to show their pace in these latter stages of the Grand Prix. So DMAC was a 28.5, and with that 20 seconds, it was a, well, I would say in the range of a 1:12, including time of coming out of the pit lane, etc. Spandon is going to come on for the soft compound.
Yeah, well, currently the gap between Ross and DMAC is pretty much only coming down marginally, not really enough actually to overthrow Ross out of third place.
No, but I don't think it is.
So
he has gone 4/10 quicker through the first sector on this flying lap. Does Ross G enter the pit lane?
nope.
Nice job, stays out. Ross G stays out. So this lap, Ross G has set a 1:13.5. DMAC is certainly a lot quicker, but is it quick enough to get back up to that gap? I really don't think it is.
Nope.
DMAC, a 1:11 flat, so that is a 2.5 second difference.
Someone took the bad commentator's advice.
I mean, Ross G on these medium tyres, they must be near puncture territory. They have to be.
I don't think they are, to be fair. Well, I don't know, like, it isn't, well, how bad is really the tyre wear around here?
It's not that bad, but according to Will anyway, you don't want to be doing over 19, and he's already on 22 with 7 laps to go.
I think he could probably do, I think the tyre limit probably would be about 25 or 30, surely, for mediums.
No, not on a medium.
You don't think so?
On a hard it's possible, not on a medium. I mean, but it is too late for him to pit. I think he's thrown away. Those tyres will puncture, I think.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see as the suspense builds then. For
just 7 laps to go.
So, overall, pretty much our closest battle on track is the lead for the race, or Ross battle to keep his tyres alive.
That was
Not
once
really
again a
sure.
2-second time difference comparing the Red Bull and the Williams.
It's not enough
Do
though.
you know how to get off the race director screen by any chance? Try and put
Go.
stuff on it.
Are you on the race? You've been on that all race long, Jesus.
No, I've just looked at it.
Oh right, press circle on your controller.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Not really too sure. And who's out? I thought it
That
was
was
the
Algeria.
race leader.
Is it a safety car?
Okay. No.
I may have to leave and rejoin the session. I'm not sure how to get out of this.
Yeah, that's the only other solution. I can invite you back, of course.
Yeah.
So, nothing really major is happening, I suppose. Unless
Yeah, I
Ross
thought they fixed that
changes.
glitch, to be honest with you.
So, yeah, I suppose that's a good solution.
There is actually a way to do it.
Rightio, let's invite you back. Gotta go through all my friends, 102 of them.
I can join back anyway.
There you go. Send you an invite.
I knew I should have gone into the race director. But I trusted this game.
Yeah, never trust a game built by EA. That's a very bad mistake. Ross's tyres are still alive though, with about 5 laps to go.
So no, that surprises me.
But he is being caught quite heavily now by Demac. So, like to put into perspective, Demac is, well, Ross is going through turn 8 section, and Demac is now going through turn 8 now, so it's about 8-second gap. I think if Demac does get past, it's going to be on the last lap, because there's about 4 laps now remaining, so that'll be very much a last lap battle to watch out for. But then I suppose it depends how quick does Demac get past Man's Not Bob, and where he gets past him, I suppose.
Yeah.
If he gets past him before, if he gets past him down the main straight, I suppose that's good. But if he gets caught up in the more twisty section and can't get through for a lap or whatever it would be, that could help out Ross obviously in this battle.
Well, nice job closing in on this lead. This race may not be done. Because we're always thinking about DMAC on that soft tyre. I mean, we have not really got a nice job yet. He's just 4 tenths back.
Yeah. He is hanging on, but then I don't know. I feel like Patrick has probably a bit more pace in there to give.
Battery. I won't say the batteries are on. Just look.
Well, actually, I didn't even see that, to be fair.
Because if one of them are watching the stream, it is a bit unfair to give out this information. But obviously, most people can see the blinker out of the Ferrari's rear end. Rear wing enabled for nice job. I mean, all that battery is there for him at his disposal. Just when does he want to use it? Well, I think he's going to use it all on this final lap.
Probably, but then I think, use it maybe on the final lap, or use it probably now and try and just maintain a lead. But yeah, I think you're probably
Well, he's going faster
right
now without it, so every second now in this straight he's just going to gain and gain again. That's already almost 5 tenths he's gained on that straight, and he was not using his battery.
So with battery, yeah, he probably gains enough to get
D-Mac
past.
into 4th position. There we go. Ross G is right up ahead of him. This is going to be a really close finish. Both D-Mac is lapping about 2 seconds quicker than Ross G. So that gap will be right down to the finish line. But Nice Job is right on the back of the Ferrari here. This could be the last to first for Nice Job. Or will it be the strategy paying off for the Ferrari of Takax, who's going to try and extend his lead in the championship? This is 1st place and 2nd place in the standings, both trying to win that driver's title. There we go, rearing enabled for Nice Job. Still got that battery to work with. Luckily Takax has built that up a little bit for his sake, but still at a big disadvantage. The rear wing will be enabled for Nice Job, and I think this is going to be full attack mode for the AlphaTauri. Rear wing open, the battery is being used at his disposal. Tactics is going to try and weave, but on the final lap of the Dutch Grand Prix, Nice Job is ahead, and he takes the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix. Takax, can he fight back on that better compound of tyre though? Nice Job has to try and really push through this sector, ensure this gets off properly, but also at the same time D-Mac is closing very quickly onto Ross G for the final battle on the podium, but he's going to have to make this move done very quickly. The only thing going in Ross's favour is that he may get DRS off of the Haas.
Yeah, I think actually Nice Job has won the race, and I think Ross will come home in P3.
Oh, I'm not sure what that does. Takax is on the back of Nice Job with the DRS. He's not quite gaining yet. Nice Job deciding to go defensive. This is going to be a photo finish.
Wow, this is quite close between the two of them. So, final corner to go. And who's got the exit?
Also, just keep an eye on D-Mac. Yeah, but who is going to take the Dutch Grand Prix? DRS enabled for the Ferrari. It is nowhere near enough straight line speed. Nice Job from last on the grid, takes the win in Zandvoort. Takax in 2nd place. Ross G survives for the podium for Red Bull. That will help their constructors standings. D-Mac in 4th, Manzopov in 5th. Lewis will finish 6th with Tristan in 7th, and FC who finishes 8th. I just realised we've had 12 DNFs.
Yeah, a lot of DNFs, but then Zandvoort is a tricky place to come. I don't think it's the most easiest of places to go and race. So if you finish, a little bit like Monaco, that's a very good result and ending, I suppose. You know, because, as I say, it's old school in terms of the layout. The grass is there to punish you, the gravel's there to punish you. And also the curbs can be quite violent around here, some of them, so that's a very nice race win from last to first for Nice Job.
And that is how you win a Grand Prix. I did say he could be a threat, however, I didn't think he would be that much of a threat.
Well, Nice Job woke up and chose violence against everyone, pretty much.
Yeah,
literally.
That is a very dominant victory.
That is fair enough to him.
It is Dutch delight for the AlphaTauri team and Nice Job, who close in on that driver's standings as well as the constructors. Today is Nice Job's day as we go through the Grand Prix classification. Nice Job takes all 25 points and the trophy back to Maranello. Takax in 2nd place does still hold on to that championship lead. That is a big dent in what could have been a race where he could pull ahead with that Nice Job qualification ban. Ross G holds out for that 3rd place with D-Mac finishing just short in 4th. That soft tyre couldn't give him the extra second he needed. Bob finishes 5th in his home Grand Prix. Lewis G finishing off a 4-6 for the Williams team. Tristan in 7th with Spandon, who DNF'd on the final lap of the Grand Prix, and FC in 9th.
And then you got like 12 non-finishers, which, yeah. I don't think you're going to go through all of them.
Probably not.
So, yeah, who was your driver of the day?
No question, Nice Job.
Yeah, I think that is a pretty easy one then to agree with. So that's it then. Until what's next week? Qatar? Have we done
I could
Qatar?
not tell you. I hope it's Qatar. I love Qatar.
Or, I think we've done Qatar a
I
few
will get
weeks
a definite
ago.
answer for you. Racing
It's
calendar. We are Monza.
Monza. So the Temple of Speed. So I'm sure Ferrari and AlphaTauri will look to do battling out there then
Was it
too.
Austria? No, it's Austria. I'm wrong. It's Austria.
Okay, still a Temple of Speed. The Red Bull Ring then, which I'm sure their nice job will look to get another victory for the Red Bull franchise there too. Until the next time then, please subscribe, like and share the channel and video, and see you all next time in a week's time. I'm pretty sure it's a week's time if I'm correct. We ain't got a week's break. Cool. See you all next time for
Thank you.
ERL.